gotta get my water, man.
You piece of shit. I will never forgive you for anything you just did.
What a shitty way.
Is it... What did I did 2 yesterday. I did a 2 a day for the first time in like 5 months. 178 with Josh Newman, and I'm just going to assume Lane Patrick is face down, dead in a ditch somewhere, so rest in peace, Lane. Hopefully you just...
He does have a baby on the way imminently, so who knows?
Well, I know he has a baby and you have kids. That's why I'm like, with you guys, it's normally when people, if people bail, I'm like, you motherfucker, I'm going to rip your dick off. But like, any of my friends that have...
I tried to give as much heads up as I could,
Any of my friends that have kids, dude, I give them like a blank check. I'm like, I know what I'm signing up for when I ask them to do a date. Like, it's okay. I'm not...
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah,
no, it's fine. Nope.
I just figure communication's key. So.
Yeah, no, I have a guy on from work, the wine guy, Vinny, who's got 2 little kids, and he's always bailing at the last minute. But again, I know what I'm getting into. When I wouldn't ask my friends with kids, and then like lie to myself and be like, if they don't show up, like, dude, I don't have kids, and sometimes I don't show up. Like, you know, I'm like, well, you know, I'm playing Watch Dogs right now, and I got an Xbox, and I got to put batteries in the controller. I just don't know if I can make it.
So much room for activities.
There's so much room for activities. I don't know if I can make it to a podcast next week. I got to clean my glasses. It's...
Yeah. Dude, so I finished Raven Rock today.
Oh, yeah? I called the author today and left him a voicemail. Garrett Graff.
Is that right?
Yeah, I talked to him last Sunday on the phone. He said he would do the podcast.
Oh, so I thought he ghosted you.
He did back in like March. Garrett, if you're listening, please come on the podcast. Stop teasing me. You're teasing with my heart. I told him that I talk about Raven Rock almost every episode, and that's not a lie. I talk about Raven Rock almost every episode. And you read it, yeah. What do you think about it, dude? It's fucking nanners.
Yeah, like, so as somebody who's genuinely been interested in the subject for a very long time, I don't know why I find like the whole Cold War era, militarization, proxy wars, stuff like that. I find all that fascinating. So, I mean, I knew a lot of it. I mean, there's tons of stuff I learned, so don't get me wrong. I didn't walk in there saying, you know, oh, I know all this shit, you know, exactly. What I really liked a lot was just hearing about like Mount Weather, like all like these sites that I know and that I used to live by and stuff, and just hearing all the cool spook shit that used to go on there and stuff. It's fucking cool, dude. And I really enjoyed the book, man. I really did. I have to say though, like for some reason, probably like the last 3 chapters just drug on for me, man.
Yeah, it doesn't end strong.
No, it doesn't.
It goes hard for like
beginning 75%. And middle was
yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was definitely a good recommendation.
Yeah, no, it definitely it fizzles out. It doesn't. It just kind of.
Well, I mean, yes, stuff's happening, but you know, it's not as intense as it was back then. So I mean,
and if it was,
plus all the shit that's going on there now, they can't talk about.
I was about to say, and if it was going on right now, you wouldn't know about it. So it's just kind of, you know, it fizzles out. Yeah. I mean, but to me, it's like this parallel reality that's just been going on for like 60 years. I mean, it really is just this like it's like this nationwide panic room for like a select few.
And when people talk about shadow governments, it was a real thing.
Yeah. No, but
there was a legit another government, an unelected government on standby.
Not only one, a couple.
A couple. For sure. There's multiple redundancies, so it was cool.
I started citing that book a couple weeks ago. Maybe Jesus Christ, time flies. But when Trump went and hid in the bunker, the White House bunker, when there was like riots in D.C., then it was like all over Reddit, like bunker bitch. And I just remember thinking like,
he doesn't have a choice.
I was thinking like, not only that though, like that is something that just permeates all presidencies.
Yeah.
Like you don't. Yeah. They grabbed Cheney. 6 Secret Service guys grabbed Cheney by the collar and belt loop, and ran him into a bunker.
Yeah, that's what I don't think people understand. So personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Trump. I don't think he's the best leader. But
he's a psychopath.
But again, I'm not going to call him a bunker bitch. Like he didn't have a choice.
That's the point I was making. Is it doesn't matter. if it's Obama or Trump.
Yeah.
It is. That is.
Exactly.
Yeah. That is.
When the Secret Service says it's time to go, it's fucking time to go.
That's the VIP. That's the
Yeah.
VIP. That's the package, and it's just they do crazier shit over less intense things than a riot in DC Capitol. They don't give a fuck if it's a nuke, if it's a riot, or if it's an intercepted communication. At a moment's notice, you're gonna be grabbed and thrown down a fucking elevator into God knows how deep. Like.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. So what's been going on with you, man? Not to get off topic there, but I feel like I was talking to you for quite a bit there for a while, and then like constantly, and I thought you were becoming like a side chick for me or something. I had to explain it to my wife. She's like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm like, "I'm talking to Tommy."
It's Tommy. It's Tommy. It's Tommy. Well, she sounds ugly. Well, it's a he.
Yeah.
So,
he just does things for me that you could never do.
He just does things. Cold War books, X plane links, SR-71s. You're like,
exactly.
He just does things that you can't do in bed.
He just tickles something.
something.
Yeah, but I've been busy as fuck, man. What have you been up to?
I've been working at a liquor store. I've been taking online classes and cranking out podcasts. So I've been going. Yeah, I've been redlining it. So
yeah, I hate to admit it, man, but in the last couple of weeks, I've not listened to one of your podcasts yet. I haven't listened to any actually.
I haven't listened. I haven't listened to any. I normally listen to mine and try to get feedback on them. I've been on like a 3-week stint of just like grabbing them and like spanking them out the window and just like, there you go. It's like Wolf of Wall Street, you know, in the beginning when the Matthew McConaughey like gets the stock and he's like, you got to put it in. It's hot. He puts it in the pnumatic system. That's what I've been doing. Yeah. I've been literally.
Well, I would imagine at some
recording.
point you'll get to that, like you are now, to where, you know, I mean, I've done like 2 real ones. I've done a couple that I haven't put out there, but I imagine eventually I'll get to a point where I stop listening to it too, because it's like, all right, I know what I'm talking. I know what I'm doing at this point, you know, and I feel like you're probably there, 170 some episodes.
This is 179, I think. I listen to like the bigger guests I have on, because like Spalding or like Durant, like I kind of black out during them because I get so nervous.
I understand that feeling.
I kind of black out, and I go back and listen to it. And I'm like, I don't remember a thing. I'll finish the conversation and be like, I don't remember a thing I just said. Versus like I do these, and it's like, yeah, these are much more like put my feet up, like, you know, you're jerking off while you're doing it, like whatever, you know. It's very relaxed. But those I try to listen to those to. Yeah, I try to get feedback from those, but right now it's very much like, I mean, during the week it's like finish recording. I mean, it's like. Finish recording, shut the laptop, and I'm getting out of my car to go to work. Like, I don't even upload it right away. I can't do it till later. But it's but I enjoy it. There's something insane about being really busy that is somewhat enjoyable. It's like a weird, I don't know.
Yeah, there's certain kinds of busy that I like, and then, you know, there's other kinds of busy that's just fucking exhausting, and I don't
rips your heart.
I don't want anything to do with it. Yeah. So
as long as I can get,
I'm exhausted. Like, so I have 4 kids.
That's insane.
I've got a 14-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 17-month-old.
That's insane.
And they're fucking exhausting, man. I don't like that kind of exhausted. Yeah, that's not the kind of busy I want to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I love being a dad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all.
No, dude. All my friends with kids, they would take a bullet for them. That doesn't mean I don't talk to them on the phone. They're just, or I FaceTime them, and they're just like, and I'm like, did you hear anything I just said? And they're like, huh? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, get some sleep, buddy. Like, yeah, dude, it's fine. It's anyone that's like, oh, I absolutely love taking care of my 4-month-old kid, and I'm never have a bad day about it. Well, they're just lying. To me, that's worse, because that means they're having such a bad time they have to lie about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you have a good time talking with Lane?
I did. Lane's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's pretty mellow, isn't he?
Yeah, Lane's he's very. Yeah, he's like Peter from Office Space.
Yeah, he's definitely the yin to my yang.
Yeah, I definitely felt like I was talking to a doctor. Like, tell me more, Tommy.
Yeah.
Tell me more. I was like, well, let me tell you this. And he's like, interesting. Interesting. I got something out of it. It was therapeutic. He has a very good voice. As weird as that sounds, he has a very soothing voice.
Yeah, it is a very soothing voice. But when he starts to talk to me like that, I'm shut the fuck up, would you? Like, stop talking to me like you're my goddamn therapist. No,
I like it. I wish he would put on like 80. I wish he would put on like 80 pounds. I wish we could like accelerate like a balding process. Mm-hmm. And get like a big doctor's chair. And I wish he would talk to me with his hands on his belly and be like,
right.
Tell me, Tommy, what does the liquor mean to you? Well, let me tell you, Lane. I just fucking.
Yeah. What does the fat cock mean to you?
What does the fat cock mean? Is the fat cock indicative of something else? It's perhaps social studies in 3rd grade that you did a poor test grade on. I never thought about it like that, Lane. Shout out, Lane.
Shout out, Lane. Dude, I was watching a show the other day. You'll have to tell me if you've seen it. It's called I'm gonna butcher the name, but it's got that CIA guy that Rogan has on,
Mike Baker.
Yeah, Mike Baker. It's got him. It's like the Black Projects Revealed or some shit like that. I can't remember. I think it was on Science Channel or something, but I started watching it the other day. It's pretty good. I like that guy.
Mike Baker?
I'm a fan of. Yeah, I'm a fan
yeah.
of. I don't know. Maybe I just like that he names his son Scooter and stuff.
Scooter, was it Muggsy?
Yeah, Muggsy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I watched this show and it's interesting. I mean, there's tons of stuff in there that you or I know more information about than what he's revealing. But
Scooter, is it Muggsy? It's like Sluggo?
Yeah, Sluggo. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah. Those are awesome. I forgot about that.
I almost feel, like you always see those kids and it's like, oh god, that name they're gonna get fucked with so bad. I don't feel like those names are gonna get you fucked with.
Those are cool names.
I feel like those are just cool names.
Those are cool names. Maybe in like like you get fucked with maybe in like kindergarten, but like 2nd grade forward, those are cool names, right? Yeah. That's a cool college. Like that's a cool name. High school. That's a cool name. Sluggo. Mm-hmm. And like you can use that forever. Like I'm older now, and it's like less. More and more, I find myself introducing myself as like Thomas, even though like I never use that name. But it's more so like trying to get podcast guests. I'm like I'm Thomas. You can just always be Sluggo. There's no like shorthand. There's no like I'm Slugworth. Like I'm Slugglesby. Like nope, it's just Sluggo.
Yeah. Have you put together not a reel? That's not the right word, but I'll just fucking call it a reel. Like for potential guests or anything like that. So you can say like, hey, if you want to know what I'm all about.
Yeah. I made a video. I made a 7-minute video. It's just FAQs. I made that one initially for Spalding, but I purposely didn't say his name in it because I use it for kind of every guest that doesn't know me at all. Every guest that's not like a friend or a friend of a friend, where it's just like, hey asshole, like do Tommy's podcast, he's my friend. Like okay, yeah, it's the cold calling guest. Yeah, I have like it's a 7-minute video explaining what it is, and then I also have like an email template that I've like organically kind of put together over like 1,000 invites, and now it's kind of a template that I just copy and paste. It's just very simple. It's who I am, how old I am, what my name is. Here's the podcast. Here's an FAQ. Notable guests, and then.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mike Durant, Brigadier General Robert Spalding. I mean, like really choose. Yeah, I tried to not to make it a huge list because if the list is too big, they're not going to look at it. So you got to just.
Right.
So it's Mike Durant, in quotations, the Black Hawk Down guy. Brigadier General Robert Spalding. Like you don't need to know anything about the military. There's just the word general. And trying to think. John Romanello, who was episode 82, but he was Arnold Schwarzenegger's personal trainer for a little while. So it's like those are like kind of three quick. Those are kind of like three quick. To me, it's just like any sort of like validity to the podcast. Like just any sort of okay. Like all right, this isn't like. What is this? Am I going on like Opie and Anthony? Is there some porn star riding like a dildo machine? Like,
right? What am I getting myself into here?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that show Jag?
Do what?
Did you ever watch the show Jag?
I don't know what that is. No.
Okay, so it was a show. It was on in like the 90s and early 2000s. It was about like Navy and Marine Corps JAG lawyers had this actor in there. His name was David James Elliott. He's like this former F-14 pilot and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so he's on Instagram, and he's got this, I don't know, some fucking weird page all about him making bread. And so I don't know, I had a couple of beers the other night, and I was like, man, here's some liquid courage. I'm going to fucking reach out to this guy and see if he wants to do my podcast. Like, whatever. What do I give a shit? He's a celebrity. I wrote him on his bread page and not thinking about it. And this fucking guy actually wrote me back.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what would we talk about? I'm like, dude, we can talk about bread. I don't care.
Yeah, dude.
We don't even have to talk about acting. I won't even fanboy.
That's the way to go, though, dude. My first experience was Dale. I saw Dale on Instagram, found his Instagram. And I was like, this is the guy. And I just messaged him. And he didn't message me on there, but I found his email, and I asked him. And just said I'd be delighted to. You just gotta, I mean, like 95 out of every 100 I've found will just stomp on your heart and your dreams and piss on them. But if you just keep pushing, every once in a while you just break through, and it's the ones you least expect, like, you know, random maybe like physicians or something. They'll go MIA, but then you email Spalding on a Sunday night, and he gets back to you 3 minutes later, and you're like, oh, okay, all right. Like B-2 Spirit pilot?
I wasn't expecting that.
No, it's, oh, fuck, I was not expecting you to respond. Then he responded quickly, so I know he just checked it, which means I should probably respond quickly. Like, oh, I'm freaking out.
Now what do I do?
I don't know what to do with my hands. It's, I always have to, like, chill out after someone, like, agrees to it, and they're like, yeah, sure, I'd love to. I always have to, like, realize, like, that just because they agreed to it doesn't mean that, like, we're best friends now, even though in my mind I assume it does. Because I remember Dale texted me. I gave Dale my number. I was like, so we can, like, and, like, I found out he was in Bali, and I was supposed to have him on a Thursday at, like, 10 p.m., which is, like, early his time. And I remember he texted me, like, a Wednesday at, like, midnight. And I was like, yeah, man, see you tomorrow. And he was like, do you have the Zoom link? And then we realized that, like, oh, it was Thursday for him because he was in Bali. And I was like, oh, no. And he was like, don't worry about it, man. He was like, I'm good with not doing it today. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, man, I don't want to waste your time. I was like, you're not wasting my time. And he's like, no, I apologize. And I just remember I was just like, Dale, grab your fucking balls. I just texted him that. And he was like, LOL. But I realized the next day, I was like, that was a real... He might not have taken that well.
Yeah.
You know, he's like 35 years my senior, or 25 years my senior. Like,
but generally, you know, old grunts and stuff like that have a pretty good sense of humor.
But it's but I know that doesn't apply everywhere. And I just remember thinking, I was like, that worked out well. It was a gamble. I said, grab your balls, and he laughed. I definitely reel it in because, like, I don't know, I don't want to test that with other people. You know.
Yeah.
It's other people that maybe wouldn't go across at all. It's,
Do you think once the election happens that, I'm not saying COVID's going away because I don't think it's going away, but do you think it'll be less politicized now?
Absolutely.
Regardless of whether or not President Trump wins?
Doesn't matter who wins.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I think there's a 50-50 chance Biden's going to win, as well as Trump, a 50-50. And I've really kind of recently, like I always say on here, like, I wouldn't say I'm a diehard Trump supporter. I like Trump, and I always say, like, right, fuck me, right? I get it, I'm a Nazi. I've heard it from everyone. Okay.
No, I think he's done a lot of stuff I like.
Yeah, I don't think he's perfect, but I'm never gonna be a lockstep left or right. I never have. I voted for Obama. I voted for Romney. I voted for Bernie in the primaries in 2016. And I might vote Trump this fall. I might vote independent. I'm never going to be balls deep one party. Because to me, that's just turning your brain off. You're just saying this is what I am now. Yep. But for the first time, I'm kind of okay with whoever wins. I was just like, every election that I've been alive for, this is the one. If we let this one get away from us, the country's gone forever. And now I'm like, you know what? Whoever wins, they're gonna do all right. It's not gonna be perfect. They're gonna do all right. It's gonna be good. There's gonna be ups and downs. we're going to keep building nuclear bunkers, and that's where they're all going to hide out just in case. The reality is I'm dying in a thermonuclear exchange. So light them if you got them, you know? That's how I'm looking at it. Like, Biden was a vice president for 8 years. Like, he's literally been in the White House. Trump is a billionaire businessman. They're both probably going to do just fine. Like, that's the reality.
Yep.
That's the unsexy reality. They're going to do just fine.
Yeah.
You know, barring something like COVID, I don't think anyone who's in charge is going to get butt fucked by COVID. Same with climate change. Same with a global recession. I think whoever wins, we're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
It's a sort of...
Yeah, I think so too. I'm trying to stay optimistic.
I think that's what it is. It's not the end of the world. Whoever wins, I think they're going to do just fine. I think they legitimately love America, despite what news station A or B says about candidate B or A.
Yep.
I think they're.
I think I'm really just taking it by nature. This optimism is actually
I think that's the only thing to go with. Is just
that's all. Yeah, man. I just feel like this past few weeks, dude. I've just been down.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think I'm just over everything.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else is. So it's super for me to say, everybody's going through the same bullshit together.
Yeah.
But I just think I'm just fucking over it. I'm sick and tired of hearing about it, dealing with it. Like I had to wear my daughter's mask today because I couldn't fucking find mine. It's this little fucking thing like around my face like this. It's like pulling my ears down. Like it's fucking stupid. Like I'm gonna fucking do it, but goddamn it, I don't like it. You know?
I had a realization like earlier this week. I was at work and some lady came in and it was like 8:55, closes at 9. She and her husband comes in, husband wearing mask, whatever. Someone comes in the last 5 minutes, it's always like, fuck this person. But then it's also like whatever, you're allowed to come in. If we wanted to close at 8:55, we'd close at 8:55, right?
Right. Yep.
Guy comes in, he's like, just grab him some beer, and it's like, all right, man. Wife follows in after him, no mask. Ma'am, can you please put your mask on? It's not a state law. No, it's not, but it's a private establishment, and the owner is very strict about. Owner's parents are very old, and he's in contact with them every day. Please put your mask on. I don't have to put one on. I have a health condition. Ma'am, you need to put your mask on.
And now you got to get the fuck out.
Well, no, I don't. Well, ma'am, can you step outside and your husband can pay for everything? I don't have to wear a mask. Did you know at Walmart? And I don't know how it popped out of me, but I just looked at her. I said, ma'am, I just work here. And like the guy next to me started laughing, and like afterwards he said, he's like, I've never heard like a more deflated voice. I was just like, he told me, he's like, I could see it in your eyes. Your eyes said, he's like, you didn't even have to say anything. Your eyes said, I just work here. It's Sunday night. I just work here. Like,
right.
I'm exhausted.
Stop busting my balls.
I'm exhausted. I'm making as much money as I would if I worked at McDonald's. I just work here. All right.
Yeah.
Hubby's already halfway to the cooler. This can all be over in a minute. But it was at that moment I kind of like zoomed out, and I used to do this a lot when I was like pre-med and I get worked up. I'd always try to like zoom out, like bird's eye view of like where I was and what I was doing. And then it would always like in my like mind's eye, I would zoom out, and it'd be like zooming out from campus, or in this case, like zooming out from the liquor store. And it's like I'm in a liquor store on a Sunday night getting paid minimum wage on the side of a highway in Maryland in 2020, like zooming out more, and it's like here's like, or here's like the whole city, and then like as I'm zooming out, it gets like quiet, like an airliner passes, and it always zooms out to where it's just kind of the earth just slowly rotating, and it's like you're gonna get caught up in it, like, and it's like no, you get worked up in a game and you're like fuck, and you accidentally hit pause. And the screen turns black, and you just see your reflection, and it's you sitting there, like Cheetos,
looking like a sweaty, pissed off asshole.
Cheetos on your tits, like half shaven. You're like, okay, I'm not even playing online against other people. I'm playing a campaign.
Right. I'm in campaign mode.
I'm playing software right now, and I'm like, and then it's like, really think about what are you doing? It's like, well, you're playing like Far Cry. Like, I'm trying to shoot the cult member because he's taking over the. I need to go to bed. Yeah. So that's. But I think to say all that, I think that's kind of what I'm feeling with the election. I'm just like, how are we gonna? And I'm like, man, we got through the Cuban Missile Crisis. We got through Hitler. Like, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna have ups and downs. We're gonna be okay.
You know, to say I'm not worried about COVID, well, that's not accurate. I mean, of course, you never know, right?
Yeah.
You could be one of the lucky, whatever ones that just for whatever reason it doesn't agree with you and you get fucked up from it. I worry about a recession and a depression.
Yeah. Well, that's real. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that to me, at least in the short term, is, and even long term, I suppose, is going to cause more damage for me personally. I think, I don't know what the fuck we do, because I think everybody is in it.
The whole world is in it.
Affecting China.
That's
right?
the thing. That's my only somewhat positive mindset. Is like everyone is affected.
Right, so I was waiting for you to confirm that, because that was my optimism when I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, I think everybody's fucked.
It's not like,
as long as everybody's fucked, then...
Well, then there's a greater chance of us getting out of it, because everyone's fucked. If it's, if it's, I'm debuting my phone and this other phone company fails, it's like, fuck you, capitalism, baby. Like, jump ship, get a severance package. But when everyone's fucked, it's kind of like, okay, well now it's in everyone's benefit to unfuck.
Yeah, back to the drawing
best
board.
interest. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I mean, even if I'm not saying bad things won't happen, but even if bad things happen, I think we'll be okay. Like, big picture, easy to say. I don't have kids. I think we'll be okay. I do. I just try to look at even just the short history of this country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the suck happens, and then it goes away, and we just kind of keep marching on.
Yeah.
It's 19 years ago, 72 hours, 19 years ago, New York was on fire. The World Trade Centers were flattened. The Pentagon was on fire. And now it's, COVID, Kobe's dead, it's the next worst thing. It's like, let's just wind the clocks back to when an actual terrorist attack happened. Like that.
Right.
Like, okay, wow. 19 years. I was just in 5th grade. Now I'm 30 doing a podcast. It just, and a lot of terrible things have happened between then and now. Lost a sibling to suicide. Lost an aunt and an uncle to suicide. Still, though, all things considered, my parents are downstairs, healthy. I've got an Xbox right next to me, talking to your sexy face. Air conditioning's working.
Yeah.
Lane didn't show up, so that fucking sucks, actually. So you know what? Never mind. Wind it all back. We're fucked. we're gonna be fine, I think. God damn it, Lane.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it's just another shitty episode with Josh Newman. And,
fuck you. You're a great guest. Fuck you. You will be positive.
You will be all right, sir.
You will be positive.
Hey,
The beatings will continue.
What's your thought on Ghost?
On what?
On Ghost.
On Ghost?
Yeah.
Like Ghosts? Or you're saying Ghost. I wasn't sure if that was a game or a phone.
No.
Ghosts?
No. Yeah, like the paranormal.
Yeah.
Apparitions, whatnot.
I've never seen a ghost. I've had some weird experiences in my life. I think that something does exist, some weird paranormal realm. I don't think it's magic. I think it's just a wavelength that we just haven't discovered yet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
a good way of putting it.
Think about the plague, right? Think about finding out the world is round, not flat. That's one thing, or it just kind of changes the model. Think about something like the plague, where it's you literally think people are dying because they're witches, and then you find out it's a microscopic thing that you can't look at without this fancy apparatus, and that's what's actually getting you sick. You're like, oh, we used to think that was magic, and now we're like, no, put on a face mask and hand sanitizer. Not a witch. Nope, that's not a demon. You just gotta don't touch the doorknob. It's like, oh. Imagine if it's man, I had this weird experience, and it's just I think that something happened. I saw my grandma, and it's just like we later find out, like, oh yeah, no, that's from the theta waves coming off. And what happens is there's a hereditary connection between the closer the DNA sequence that you can connect to them. That's why people feel weird the exact moment someone dies that they love, even if they're not in touch. Yeah, I think they'll explain it. I don't think it'll be any less significant. Like a death because they think someone's a witch versus a death from COVID. It's still a death. I don't think it'll be. Yeah. I don't think it'll be like brought down, but I don't know if in our lifetime, but I think it'll be some spectrum. It'll maybe in a whole not. I think it'll be some form of physics. I think we'll quantify it. You know, I'm depressed. It must be a demon. No, it's serotonin and dopamine levels. Oh, I think it's that. I think something exists. Dark energy. Who knows? Dark matter. Some weird quantum linking.
Yeah, or like a parallel universe or something.
Yeah,
that's
something
kind of intertwined.
Yeah,
like all.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I realized that was a random question, but I'm trying to get some paranormal investigators on my podcast. Dope. Just
that would be dope.
Yeah. And there are actually some local ones here, and I think the guy has interest. And I said to him, I was like, if you want, I can send you some questions ahead of time or something like that. Because I don't want him to think that like I'm just trying to attack him and shit on him. You know what I mean? Because I legitimate like
curious.
I haven't. What's that?
So you're legitimately curious.
Yeah, I'm curious, and I'd like to think I have an open mind about stuff, but I don't. For some reason though, ghosts they don't do it for me.
They don't do it for me like aliens do, but it's still interesting.
Oh, I mean, you ever listen to any old like Art Bell or anything, Coast to Coast AM radio or anything?
Only Bob Lazar. It's the only Art Bell I've heard.
So, yeah. So you should check out actually Bob's interviews with Art Bell. So George Norrie does it now, and he's no Art Bell by any means, but it's I don't know, it's a cool show, man. I mean, they do a little bit of everything, conspiracies, all that. And it's on fucking AM. I remember I was driving home from base at like 3:30 in the morning one time, and this fucking AM radio station was talking about Bigfoot. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah. And then I just got hooked on it.
Fuck yeah.
So.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So. I don't know where I stand on it either. Other than I guess it's possible, and I think kind of along the lines of what you were saying, wavelength was. I'm glad you said that. Now I'm going to use that. I guess that's kind of what I was subscribed to as well.
Yeah, I try to keep my mind open about. Yeah, I try to keep my mind open about all of it. Some things my mind is open just 0.001%, and like I'm 99.999% sure it's bullshit. But I try to never close the door 100% because to me that's just a bad habit because once you're absolutely like I am overwhelmingly sure the Earth is round. I would bet I would play Russian roulette betting, and I'll play the game 1,000 times in a row. Mm-hmm. No matter what, I just try to keep, because to me that's an important muscle to keep active. Is the open mind muscle. So like astrology, I overwhelmingly feel like that's horseshit. Just utter horseshit. I tried to look into it. I tried to suspend my disbelief. I still to this day can't get into it, but I try to, because I'm like, maybe there's an alignment of stars, and maybe it has a physical effect on the nuclear forces, and maybe there is an effect, and it changes the way that people at this part of time were born because the gravity is manipulating their brain. Like I try to look at it in like a physical sense.
The moon affects us.
Sure, the moon. Yeah. So, although I don't believe in astrology, I always try to, even if maybe just like a brain exercise, I try to rationalize it to myself. See if I can make up my own explanation. Like, why would it be? I'm like, well, what is it? It's the alignment of like stars at a certain point in the sky. Okay, well, everything in the universe has mass, and all mass attracts all other mass. It's like, all right, let's start with there. Gravity, okay, what is gravity? Maybe you could say that it tugs on the newborn brain as it's being formed, or the skull before it's hardened. Maybe it causes some part to infinitesimally, just like a micron wider right there. But that 1 micron means that person is more artistic. and that's, you could say this fucking sign is all those people are artistic. So I try to look at it in some way. I try to be the devil's advocate against myself, my own disbeliefs. So no matter what, I just because I think because I don't think I'm ever going to actually apply it to astrology or flat Earth, so much so that it's important to keep that muscle working, because it allows me to go, I like Trump, but I'm okay if Biden wins. You know what I'm saying? It has an important practice.
Yeah.
You know, it's like sweat in the gym so you don't bleed on the battlefield. Practice with retarded conspiracy theories so that you can apply it to real life political realities, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Why do you think it feels like the overwhelming majority of people who experience these things seem like they're fucking wacko? Now, I mean, some of them legit might have mental health issues,
sure,
right? I mean, but maybe there's some who aren't. But why would they lie about it, do you think? Is it just for kind of 15 minutes of fame? But I can't really see what's the benefit of that, though.
That might be people just kind of, they pine after drama. You know, they turn nothing into anything. You know, did you think he was flirting with you? It's just like people that are just like, they just import it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I always thought that, and I think I've told you the story. Maybe I haven't. But like the night of, like in the wee hours leading up to my brother's suicide, that was here in Maryland, and I was down in Georgia with my girlfriend at the time. And like she woke me up because, I think I've told you this. Have I told you this? Mm-hmm. Yeah. For everyone listening, very long story short, she was sleeping with her head on my chest, and she woke up because my heart was beating so hard. She woke up and was like, what the fuck? Like, saw that I was like sweating, woke me up. But I was having a dream where I was basically in like third person following my brother, going to like find a gun, going, you know, writing a suicide note. And I saw exactly, and then it happened like a couple hours later, and I saw exactly how it happened. And then like later going back and looking at like texts between stuff, and, you know, again, family privacy, I don't need to divulge all that info, but going back and saying, I saw that it was actually happening like close to real time.
Were you angry with him?
No.
No.
I think in 2017 there was like a week where I was angry. So like 4 years later, there was like a 1 week period where I got very angry at him. But that's the only time I can think. Yeah, 4 years went by and I was angry for a week, and now it's been 3 years and I'm not angry. Yeah, but there was a weird anger for like a week. No. I don't know. I think if it had never happened to me, I probably would have been angry at the idea. But now that it's happened, you're just like, it's like when people always say, like
you probably never understand it.
No, well, when I almost committed suicide myself in 2016, I now look back at that and I'm like, that's why I live at home. I moved home because I was like, I'm not in a good spot. I now look back at where I was in that like couple days of just like on the edge, and I look back at it and I'm like, it's like looking back at like when you're blackout drunk, you're like, I'm not even thinking rationally. Like, that is me and I need to take responsibility for it. But that guy standing naked in the kitchen, you know, barfing up macaroni and telling you that Led Zeppelin is better than the Rolling Stones, like, I'm 34.
I mean,
exactly. We don't need to go into that right now. But, you know, you look at that guy who's 34 shots deep, and then, you know, you're so volatile that your friend comes up to you and says, why don't you go to bed? And you're like, it's high time I kick your ass. You're like, that is me, and I need to take responsibility for that, but that's not me. Yeah. I look back at where I was, and I'm like, I was in such like a numb spot of like acceptance. And I'm like, oh, it is no less toxic than being drunk or being high or being on a handful of pills. So that really, more than anything, helped me kind of, I was like, you're going against the most basic human instinct to survive by committing suicide. That I can't get angry. I don't know. You know, I don't have kids. All my friends always have kids. Are like, you'll never know what it's like to just truly love your kid. And I'm like, I have a dog, and they're like, it's not the same. But I know it's not the same. Shut up, Josh. I know if I had kids.
No, let me fucking say this because
podcast is over. Good night, everybody.
Those people fucking irritate me, man. So look, it's true. 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, I didn't know I was going to have this life now. My 2 oldest daughters are my stepkids. I didn't know that I was going to have this life. I could barely fucking take care of myself.
Yeah.
I was barely hanging on.
Yeah.
And, and so everything is fucking awesome is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But, so people used to say that to me all the time, and it was fucking irritating to me. Like, I'm like, hey, I got my dog, and yes, okay, maybe, like, he's not an actual child, but, I take care of him and look after him and blah, blah, blah. He means a lot to me. And then I became a dad, and, so yeah, it's true. But it's also fucking cunty to say that, I think. I don't say that to people, man. I'm like, if somebody wants to call themselves a dog mom on Mother's Day, like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me.
Why do you gotta take that away from them? You're not a mom.
Right. Exactly.
Maybe that person needs it.
That.
Maybe if that person only has a dog in their life, maybe they need to be able to be a dog mom or a dog dad.
Yeah, man. And I've been that person. I only have a dog in my life. I never called myself a dog dad. That's
and then
kind of weird. But
here's that person swooping in like, you can't even have this. You're not a mom. And you're like, dude, that person might really just that's their own like cry for help. And it's just like, But regardless of how cunty it sounds,
anyway, it's cunty.
Yeah. Regardless of how cunty it sounds, but you would agree though, it's true, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, as someone that does not have kids, I can't know.
Right.
You don't know. You just can't look at suicide the same until you lose like a sibling, or I would imagine a parent or child, that immediate family. I just don't think anyone can view it, and it sounds so gatekeeper-ish. But I just for me, like I can't possibly. It's completely. You look at it from before it, and you're like, it's the most selfish thing. You ruin a family. Why would you do the blah blah blah? You could have sought help. Like, we're all going through, and it happens afterwards, and it's like you just have nothing. But like, even to this day, and I think about them, it's like it. It's almost like a fucking like time lapse of a flower opening to the sun. Whenever I think about my brother, like I can almost feel my heart just opening. It's just like I have if he was right here, I'd be like, there's like no apologies. There's nothing. I'm not angry. I'm not even. I'm sad, but I'm not even sad. It's just like literally just try to be like that metaphorical, like what you'd imagine, like the love of a creator, like a god, whether or not you believe in a god, but just that unconditional, fully encompassing, full spectrum, just white light of love, right? And like that's the only way I can describe it. It's just like there's nothing like he could ever do to like. If he was like, when I truly believe, like when I see him in the afterlife, it's not going to be, it's just going to be like, what's up, bitch tits? Like fist bump. It's going to be nothing. It's going to be like, oh, you just bailed out on the party early. It's not going to be like, you committed suicide. You ruined my life. It's going to be like, you and your boys are at a bar and one of your friends leaves early and you find him outside smoking a stove and you're just like, what's up, asshole? It's just that continuous.
Yep.
So yeah, it's no, I'm not. And I don't think you can know what I'm talking about until God willing, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But until it happens, but that experience was, I don't know. It's to me and that's before I went on my whole like adventure of like psychedelics and shit. This is like still like fresh. I love
that picture you sent me today, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's from 2015.
That was funny.
Yeah. 400 micrograms of 1P LSD. That was a weird. That was the last time I did acid. That was 4 years ago, I think. Yeah, that was a weird one. But it's the only time I ever did acid at night. That was. Yeah, I just remember looking out at the stars, and just like with certainty, I go, "Oh yeah, we've definitely been visited by aliens." It's just there's like a level of certainty that like I still can't put my finger on, but it was like. It's like if you went outside. Yeah. It's like if you went outside and you saw like bear tracks in the snow, you'd be like. There were some bears nearby. Like, we weren't in danger. We were in, like, a closed cabin with shotguns. But you're like, there were bears nearby. I just remember looking out at the stars, and it was just so... I went, oh, it's like finding fossils. Like, they're not here anymore, but they were here. I just looked out at the stars, and I just went, of course. Naturally. They're not here anymore, I don't think. But I was like, oh, they've been... I just, But then that night, I also concluded that, like, Disney was like a satanic organization. So I don't know if which ones you can look at seriously. So
right. I last time I did acid was probably 5 or 6 years ago, and
wait. Let me go get some water. I want to hear the story.
Yeah.
Fill the gap, Josh.
Go for it.
Fill the gap.
Tommy's getting water. I'm gonna plug my podcast. I need to get my ass in gear though and start recording more. I've only done a couple, so but life is busy. We do it when we can. I wonder if he's Swiss. He's got this Switzerland shirt on, and then the old glory in the background. His executive chair. It's taking a long time to get this water. Excuse me for a moment. So I'm trying out this new headset. It's like $15 and it sucks. So I keep hearing this ringing like the entire time. I think I like the microphone though. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. I wonder if we lost Tommy. Maybe he had to go down a flight of stairs and he fell. He could be yelling for us right now, but maybe he's got a soundproof studio and he's yelling for us, but we can't help him. He's going to come back and listen to this and he's going to be like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
What are you talking about?
There he is. I was trying to imagine what happened to you. I was like, well, so maybe he was going down a flight of stairs and he fell and he's laying at the bottom of the stairs yelling for help, but maybe his studio's soundproofed and we can't hear. I don't know.
I went to get water and then I realized
bullshit to fill.
I realized I had to pee and then I peed and then for a split moment I forgot like why I left. And then I was like, Josh is in there waiting.
Oh.
It's
I do that shit all the time, man.
LSD.
Are you? Oh yeah. It's not that great of a story, really. I popped like 3 or 4 hits, and then I sat there on my recliner, and once it kicked in, I listened to Iron Butterfly and however it goes, the dun, 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 you know what I'm talking about?
Kind of.
It's like a 17-minute song, and I listened to that fucker all goddamn night and just laid there and just tripped my mind out listening to this fucking song. You should check it out sometime. It's called Inda da Gada da Vida is what it's called.
I'm just gonna have you text that to me.
Anyway,
I remember in high school listening to "Comfortably Numb" by Pink Floyd for the first time, high as fuck. And I remember my parents were. It was me and my older brother John, deceased John, but it was him and I. We were living in Maine. It's when we lived up there for like 7 months during high school. We just moved. They didn't have any friends. My parents and my other 2 brothers all went up to like see family in northern New Hampshire, and I remember it was just me and John. And I remember we had some like shitty Maine weed, and I remember it almost looked like a scene from a movie where it's like the junkie doing heroin like in the bathroom with like the door locked. But I remember I went and like ripped like a gravity bong or something. And I remember I like really had to poop, and so I ran upstairs to go to the bathroom and like sat down. And despite like parents being out of town at 17 and paranoid, so like I locked the door and was like, no one can know I'm high. And I remember I put on like headphones and hit shuffle, and I played, and I had never heard it before. And like I forgot to go to the bathroom. I was sitting on like top of the toilet, like the seat was down. But it probably looked like I'd shot up heroin, because I remember I just sat back and it was just like I was coming up as like the song was starting, and it's like hello, and I just remember like laying back, and then like I remember just like peak weed hitting me when the refrain hit, and then it's like there is no pain, you are, and I was like oh, and I was like a distant ship smoke on the, and I left my like third person view, like saw my body. But it was just shitty. So
it's funny you say that, man. So have you ever seen that movie Due Date? It's got Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis. Dude, you uncultured swine.
Fuck.
So it's on Netflix, man. Just check it out sometime.
I don't have Netflix.
But anyway, so oh, you don't?
No, I do.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Just being,
Like,
just being a
has
dick.
Netflix. Fucking Nancy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's this scene where Zach Galifianakis, he's smoking a bunch of pot, and he's clam baking in the car while Robert Downey Jr.'s character's sleeping, and he wakes up listening to Comfortably Numb, and he's like, am I high? And then all of a sudden it just like, fireworks begin and the song starts and it's like getting intense and he's tripping out. Yeah, it was fun.
There is no pain you are receiving.
It's a good
Just
song.
like, there's like drooling. It probably was probably like oregano too. It's probably some dude at school. It's like, yeah, dude, this is some dank kush, and I'm like, oh wow.
Right.
Probably
It's
fucking
like a little bit of bud sprinkled in. Just
not even. It's probably fucking oregano and like I don't know, like packing peanuts. But like, yeah. But yeah, man. Where was I? Oh, so it's not that interesting. I've told like the last 3 people. Fuck it, I'll tell you.
Are you Swiss?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Irish and German. Mostly Irish. Okay. Like 90% Irish.
All right.
I mean, dude,
that's another thing I was talking about too when you were away. I was like, okay, so he's wearing a Swiss shirt.
My brother got this for me. I don't know. My younger brother got this for me. I don't remember where he was, but I like it.
Gotcha. So then I was like, oh, he's got Old Glory there too with your executive brown leather
American
desk. Just fucking.
I got this the morning on. I had Dale Comstock on the first time, episode 50.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I flipped it around, put the flag up, got a chair because I was in. Actually, you can probably still see it. It's over there. I'm not gonna do it. The old rocking chair I was in. I was in a rocking chair from like 1912, and after 50 episodes, I was like, my back is fucked.
Right.
But yeah, dude, it's So I dropped my hard drive last week, my 10 terabyte external, and I thought I destroyed it, but I caught it perfect. I caught it like in like the hook of like my foot and shin, but in that moment I was like terrified. I was like, I just broke this, didn't I? And it just flashed through my mind, like every podcast episode I've done, finding the guests, doing the episodes, editing them, uploading them, and some of the more difficult guests that are harder to reach, and I like had to read their books, and like the amount of time that goes into sometimes a single episode, like a Spalding or a Durant. I mean, there's like a Spalding that was weird. I emailed him and he got right back to me, but like a Durant or like I don't know. Some of the military guys, I mean, those are like 2 and 3 month long games of like telephone, like phone tag. Like, these are long, and you get them. And then even people not like that, just like you or my buddy yesterday, Ernie, or the day before, or just like friends. Even those are just organic like, we can't have this again. Like, if I like forget to record, I'm like, hey Josh, can we go do that whole thing again?
Right,
what would we be like? Josh, tell me what it's like to have kids. And remember what I said about kids and dogs? He'd be like, okay. No, it happens. So, point of all that, I was like, I need to go full Raven Rock. And I was like, I need to have, like, a B team, a C team. So, I'm saving up for, like, a safe that's waterproof for 24 hours and fireproof at 1,800 degrees for 2 hours. It's like $300. I'm gonna save up for that.
To hide all your gold.
My gold, my shekels. But like, no, I got these 2 hard drives last week. And you there, Josh?
Yeah, sorry, I was losing you for a second there.
You back?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. I got these 2 hard drives, 4 terabytes each, waterproof, dustproof, shockproof. And then I got, like, these fireproof bags that I have them in right now. So right now I've got, like, 2 tiers of protection. And I'm gonna put them in a fireproof safe. And then I also found these, like, bags that are, like, they're for undercover cops. They're called dark bags, but they're bags with copper woven into them. So they're Faraday cage bags.
Oh, nice.
So I found those on Amazon. They're like $20 for one like that size. So I'm gonna have them in a fireproof bag, in a Faraday, so they even survive like a solar flare, or an EMP. And and I even found like a sticker on Amazon, an actual like the NORAD, like the NORAD patch, but it's a sticker. I'm gonna put NORAD on the outside of the safe, but I'm building NORAD for the podcast. And I have 2, and then I have like 3 more down there. So I'm gonna have 5 redundant backups, each wrapped in fireproofing, waterproofing. They're all shockproof, rated up to like 15 feet, in a waterproof, airtight sealed safe, non-digital, so it can't be hacked, in Faraday bags. Do you see the OCD coming through?
Yeah. Redundancy, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm building.
What do your parents think about your podcast? Do they listen to it at all?
They like it. They like it. Yeah. Yeah. It's for me. It's but that's never for me. That's never like a fair gauge because like your parents are like parents and like family members.
I'm just curious. Yeah.
You know, parents.
Not saying you should.
Yeah. No. Parents and family members. I never really used them as a barometer because like. At least for me, like growing up in like a healthy, loving, emotionally stable family, it's always you're always just gonna get like support. I mean, from them, I'll also get kind of real feedback. Like, you know, you sound stupid when you say "fuck" every third word. I'm like, okay, real back. But like, my mom, I think my mom listens to the vast majority of the episodes. I think my dad listened to the Mike. My dad's also busy as fuck. I think my dad listened to the Mike Durant one, but. I mean, they're definitely enjoying seeing it. It's definitely kind of just like this like slow growing, but exciting, like, you know, like next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, I'm having on Dr. Eben Alexander, who wrote the book Proof of Heaven. He's a neurosurgeon who fell into a coma in 2010 and had like a 1 in 10 million chance of surviving, and he did. But he was fully lucid for the full 7 days he was out. And he remembers going to the afterlife. Or what he described as his subjective afterlife. Wrote a New York Times bestselling book. This guy's like a world-renowned brain surgeon. This isn't some like moron like me or you. And
Right.
So I sent him an email, told him about my experience with my brother, and was like, would you like to do my podcast? And he said he would. He said he gets a lot of emails and he can't do all of them. But he got mine. He was like, that's interesting. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. So he's coming on next week.
It's awesome, man.
A week after that, I'm having on Norman Ohler, the author of Blitzed, Drugs in the Third Reich. And I'm finishing up I'm finishing up that audiobook right now, which is insane.
Cool, man.
Yeah, the book is insane. I knew the Nazis were on drugs. Not like this, man.
Yeah, like, dude, they're hopped up on amphetamines, but they were also doing hallucinating.
They were on everything.
Yeah. Uppers, downers, everything, man. It's crazy. Yeah.
Everything. Holy shit. I mean, the way I describe it is they make Hunter S. Thompson look like a teetotaler. I mean, like...
Yeah.
Hitler.
Dude, it's crazy the things that they were into. You know, I mean, they were into the occult. You know, just every astrology, all that shit, man.
I mean, they had the Anna Nerba Society. They literally had a division of the SS whose job it was to scour the world for like occult artifacts. I mean, some real Indiana Jones shit. I mean, from India to South America to Egypt to China, they were collecting all these things. I mean, the Nazis were fucking insane. They really were just a different level of insane. Like more evil than anyone. But into the occult, but they also had the best technology. Fucking
yeah, dude. So drugs. They were definitely insane, but they were fucking geniuses. That's
the scary part. That's the scary part.
Not you know that that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying what they did was good. I'm just saying that they were visionaries and they were brilliant. There's no doubt about it.
But that's the scariest thing about it.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know if I believe in anything that much. You know, it's
I know. Yeah, I mean, you almost wish that you could believe in something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I see the appeal of it.
Sure.
You know, I mean,
sure. I was thinking, like, man, if they just didn't do the whole genocide thing, and then just stayed within their borders, like they could be a great nation to this day. But like, they went for the whole. World domination and kill the Untermenschen and not always the boldest move. Bold move, Cotton.
Right.
Let's see how it plays out for him. But it's just, I'm starting to get anxiety listening to it. It's just the amount of time they were spending in the bunkers in like the last year and a half, never leaving, always shooting up, as like the war was raging to the front, and they all knew that they weren't going out. It was going to be, it was victory or suicide. I'm starting to get anxiety just listening to it. I'm like, it's like, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, but I mean, can you imagine being at the top and then just? I mean, everybody's been at the top of something at some point during their life and fallen. But I mean, that motherfucker was on his way to controlling, the free world, and collecting natural resources, art. Occult artifacts, everything like you said, all on just some pipe dream. And the fact that he nearly fucking succeeded.
He almost did.
Because he made a couple of...
retarded. He made some retarded...
What's that?
He made some retarded military moves.
Yeah, but I mean, that's... just to think if he had left the decisions up to his generals or admirals or whatever, there's a better than good chance that they would have succeeded, and
probably would have.
We'd be we might be speaking German or Japanese or something.
Man in the high castle.
Yeah.
That's what it would be. Yeah, man. So. But he was retarded. There was, I mean. You get to the peak of the Nazi command, and you almost can't separate it. You almost can't say, if only they hadn't done, because it's like, in order for them to have got to those positions of power, it's their personalities that got them there, and it's those very personalities that was their downfall. It was their ego. It was, I mean, they truly believed they were Ubermenschen, which ultimately fucked them. Because they truly thought that they were infallible, that they were the geniuses, that they had a higher IQ than everyone else in the world.
Yep.
And in reality, it was just like, that's, humility is the name of the game. And, stay scared, stay hungry, that Goggins approach. They didn't, though. They rested on, yeah.
Do you think they made it to Antarctica and built a base?
I hope. Not because I want Nazis to be alive so much as I love that conspiracy so badly.
Well, they wouldn't be alive now, but
no,
I'd like to
think you know what I mean.
Like,
I don't wish that any members of them survived so much as like I wish the conspiracy is so sexy. New Schwabenland.
Yeah. Well, what was that? Operation
High Jump?
High Jump. Yeah.
Oh, I know all about it.
Yeah. So
Admiral Byrd. Yeah, we sent down Admiral Byrd. And he came back and said, the next war will not be fought overseas. It will be fought from craft going from pole to pole. And I was like, what did you see down there, dog?
Yeah, some fucking secret lab or something.
I don't know, man. And then the more you read about Operation Paperclip, dude, like the less stupid, I mean, still I don't believe it. But it's definitely, like, less of a pipe dream to think that, like, Nazis went to space. Like, I don't think that they did, but it's not as, like, it's not like Hollow Earth reptilians, like, level retarded. It's like if the war had gone on until, like, 47 or 48, like, they might have gone to the moon or something. Like, they were...
Well, and who knows? What's that one satellite up there?
The Black Knight?
Black Knight, yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean... And by satellite, I mean, an organic object, I think, right?
Did you fucking see that thing? Came out a couple weeks ago. I'll send it to you right now. About some of the remote viewers from the CIA. Something got declassified, and it's not about Unit 8200. Unit 8200 is a Israeli version of the NSA. So it's not Unit 8200. It's Operation 8200. No relation.
Is that the guy who was doing? Yeah. Is that the guy who was doing something on Mars, or they were doing some remote viewing on Mars or something?
No, it's not that. I know what you're talking about, but it's not that. Here we go. It's they were using remote viewers, And one of the remote, apparently like the best remote viewer, who the director of the CIA was, who was it? It was, what was this? One of the directors of the CIA. What the fuck is his name? William Casey? Apparently he said, the director of the CIA said about this guy, he's the best there is, like he's better than spy satellites, he can see anything. I just sent you the link. Apparently that guy made a report, and and it's not even just like I heard. There's actual video and audio of the guy talking. He's in his like 90s now, but he's like, yeah, like there are 4 bases across the world at 4 points, all under big mountains, and they are all 4 of them together create a relay station, and they are beaming something to, and he describes it like the Black Knight. He's like, it's something in deep space, and he goes, and they're beaming some message that itself is being beamed into like intergalactic space. He goes, it's not nefarious.
So it's just like relaying a message then?
Yeah, he goes, it's not malevolent, it's not benevolent. He goes, it's not some end times thing. He goes, it's just beeping a message, and I don't know what it is.
Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna read that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's complete just guilty pleasure, like conspiracy food.
Yeah, what do you think it would said though? Like, I think it would said something like, I don't know. Maybe it's just vitals of like the Earth, right? So
I think
like
that's how he described
pressure,
it. I think that's how he described it.
Oh, really?
He's like it feels like, yeah, almost like almost like a weather balloon, right? It's almost or like a buoy, or like putting a game camera out in the woods and it only flips on when like a fucking deer goes by.
Yeah.
You know, shooting a GPS tag into a shark. It almost just seems objective. Like they're not here to help. They're not here to hurt. It's just kind of watching. Like what? Like what the fuck is that?
What's that scale? Like
Kardashev.
There's a scale. It's like level 1.
Kardashev.
Is that the one that Michio Kaku talks about?
Yeah, the Kardashev scale.
Yeah. Okay.
The internet's having a stroke.
And we're at what, like a 0.7 or something like that right now?
Yeah, we're not even at 1. 1 is just so I don't keep you, because again, I know you have kids. How long are you able to go? Because I'll talk your fucking ear off, and I know you're a busy man.
You're breaking up, man.
God damn it! No. Are we good? Are we still here, Josh?
Yeah, I got you, man. I can hear you, but I'm looking at your reception thing, and it keeps going red and yellow.
God damn it! No. All right. Well, conscientious of my guests, because to me, this is the only I go fully committed when I do anything. So I'm like, I'm gonna talk for 7 hours, and
you go full Tommy.
I go full Tommy, dude. I go fucking
Tommy gun.
I am, dude. I'm building Raven Rock for my hard drives. The planet is gonna fucking go through some extinction level event, and they're gonna find my fucking hard drives in 3 million years.
Right, it's like granite.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, good. We looked at some episodes. Good. It's good that they all died. Because if this guy was able to have a platform and freely post, then that's just indicative of that whole shit show of a society. If everyone's like this one guy, they just assume all of humanity is just like
I keep wanting to go. Right. So what were we talking about? That scale there?
Kardashev.
Yeah. So we're at, didn't he say, this come from Michio Kaku, I think. Yeah. But I think he said we were at like a 0.7 or 0.8 or something like that.
Let's see.
But I think, is one where you can harness the power of the sun?
Yeah, let's see. The Kardashev scale is a method of measuring a civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy they're able to use. So, Type 1, also called a planetary civilization, can use and store all of the available energy on the planet. So that would mean all fossil fuels, all radioactive,
wind,
geothermal, wind,
solar, all that shit. Yeah.
A Type 2 civilization, also called a stellar, can use and control energy at the scale of a planetary. Wait, so what's the difference between planetary system and planet? I guess that just means a star, right? Yeah. Okay, that's a shitty way of fucking trying to sound smart. Yeah, type 2 is you can use all the energy of your star, so a Dyson sphere around your star. Type 3, also called the galactic, is all the energy of a galaxy. So a type 1 means that they harness 10 to the 16 watts per year, I guess. Type 2 is 10 to the 26. Type 3 is 10 to the 36.
Can't comprehend that.
So a type 0, they have type 0, which, okay, never mind. It's just nothing. Type 4. A type 4 being can control the entire universe. Type 5 is they control the multiverse. The fuck?
Well, type 5 is God.
Yeah.
Essentially, some sort of deity.
Yeah. Let's see what the extent.
Actually, I feel like if you're getting anything over type 4, you're in the God realm.
Yeah. Let's see. Type 0 to 6. So now they're saying it's a civilization that harnesses anything short of all the energy on its planet is type 0. So that's us. We're 0.7 or 8, right?
Yeah.
We're currently at about 0.73 on the Kardashev scale, according to Michio Kaku. Shout out, Josh. Got that right. All right.
Hell yeah. 95% of what I say is bullshit. But there's a good 5% where I kind of know what's going on. Where I can at least repeat what I hear.
Yeah, just like a parrot. Type 2 is a star. Type 3 is a galaxy. Type 4, all the energy in the universe. Type 5, multiverse. Type 6. Type 6 exists outside of time and space. And it not only controls all the energy in the multiverse, but is capable of creating and destroying multiverses. All right? I don't even... And then type 7...
Sounds like the plot line to Dragon Ball Super.
Type 7 is paraversal. I don't even know what that means. Universal? Paraversal?
I mean, if you're beyond space and time, what the hell else is there?
What's past that? Well, because para is outside of, right? Paranoia, it's outside of your mind.
Yep.
But if type 6 is outside... If type 5... type 3 is... Type 1 is your planet, type 2 is your star, type 3 is your galaxy, type 4 is the universe, type 5 is the multiverse, right? Type 6 is outside of the multiverse and the power to create and destroy multiverses. What the fuck is type 7?
I don't know. Jesus. That's a whole new conversation for another day, I think.
I think that's a whole tray of brownies.
Right.
That's what I need, man.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. A type 7 would quote be the omniverse, which is a collection of the universe, the multiverse, which the universe is part of the multiverse, the megaverse, I don't know what that is, and back to it, the paraverse. It is the omniverse. This could also be called God. The omnipotent, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent creator. Have transcended all matter and would transcend all time and matter and merge into a single mind that would encompass all thoughts, all timelines, and all possibilities and unpossibilities.
Holy shit.
It just sounds like someone high as fuck. That's all it sounds like. That's all it. Yeah.
A couple of philosophy majors like sitting in their dorm rooms.
Not even, man. Just some jackass in Maine, high as fuck on shitty oregano, listening to Comfortably Numb. It's the omniverse and the paraverse, and that's Hitler fucking shooting up oxycodone in the Fuhrer bunker, and it's like, we will become That's what it is. Type 7's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I was
Type
just
7's
gonna
just
say, I don't
horse
even
shit.
believe it, man.
No,
It's not
Type
even a thing.
7's horse shit. Type
Right.
7 is just complete and utter bullshit. My
Yeah.
internet's fucking up, so let's do 3 more minutes and then I'll wrap this bitch up.
All right, man. That sounds good.
What are we gonna do for 3 minutes, Josh? Aside from I fuck each other.
I fuck each other. I got the YF-23 pilot for next month.
Okay, mic drop. That was.
Yep. I'm not gonna say his name yet, but yeah, fucking got him, dude. So, if all goes well, and I assume that it will. I'm gonna.
How the fuck did you? How did you?
I reached out to him via LinkedIn,
Bastard.
and and just kind of gave him a couple of lines of, hey, really interested in the subject. I'd love to know about you, blah, blah, blah. And, he fucking wrote me back. I was like, holy shit. So he flew the YF-23 and the F-22. So.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You've done 2 episodes and you found this guy.
Hey, man. That's, like you said, well, 60% of the time it works every time, Tommy.
60% of the time it works every time, all right? It's that simple.
Yeah.
Why haven't you said you've done a couple more episodes, but you haven't uploaded them? Why not?
Because the audio and everything was all fucked up, and then I was, I can't get Paul on, man. We just can't, our universes cannot fucking align.
Paul's type 7.
You what?
Paul is type 7. He was in his own paraverse.
Yeah.
God damn it, Paul.
One of these days I'll get him. One of these days the universal line for us.
Paul's sneaky.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just it's still a hobby right now. I'm just doing it.
It's all a hobby. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Until it makes money.
I don't want to think about it too much and stress about it too much.
Yeah.
If I start doing that, it won't be fun anymore.
And then
if I start worrying about trying to crank out episodes, it's just going to stress me out.
Nope. Yeah. Do it at your own rate. There's no right way to do it. It's the way to get to Paul is through the mafia. That's Paul's weak spot. Anything mafia or mob.
Yeah.
That's how you get to Paul. That's
all right.
You'll reel him right in. It's
noted.
Noted.
Fucking noted.
Crosshairs on Paul. You just got to come at him with anything mob, specifically Chicago. You can go in Chicago Mafia. Oh, he'll be like a puppy on his back. Show him your belly.
Fuck yeah.
Paul's easy.
Sounds good.
Paul's easy. Paul's a dirty girl. Shout out, Paul.
Yeah.
Lane, we miss you.
Shout out, Paul.
Rest in peace, Lane. You're not dead, but, one day you will be, so technically that's applicable.
Right.
I really hope...
Preemptive.
Yeah, I really hope Lane's not dead, because this is going to be really bad if I just keep saying rest in peace, Lane.
I'm going to shoot him a text here shortly. Make sure he's alive. I'm sure he's probably just busy. So
it's probably just like, I'm not doing a fucking podcast tonight. Fuck off. I'm tired. Just big dick.
Right.
Just big.
Yeah.
Which, hey, I get, man. You gotta swing the sausage.
Yeah.
Just, but, seeing as how this conversation has devolved into nothing of value, we'll wrap this bitch up. All right, Josh, man. My man. Be good. Let's
do it again.
All right. And fucking have me on your podcast again. I want to be on your podcast again.
All right, man. I will.
All right, buddy.
Talk to you.
Peace.
Thanks.